So this is basically with NITTR logo only, but I still feel I belong to this institute, so I don't mind keep using this. So I'll again request to please stop me anywhere where you want and discuss whatever is your query, what is your doubts, so that we can clarify. We may not cover all the criteria, so let us see how much we can cover, but I request you to ask questions. As you know, NBA accreditates UG, PG diploma programs. So many of you who have gone through this, or who have been discussing, or who have gone through the NBA website, there are, as on today, there are 10 criteria in engineering programs, 4 years programs, and 9 criteria in diploma programs. So first is vision, mission, and program educational objectives. We call it as PEOs. It is there in all the 3 programs, UG, PG, and diploma. Then second is program curriculum and teaching learning process. Third is course outcomes and program outcomes. Fourth is students related. That means everything connected with the student activities, students' performance, student involvement in many other activities. Criteria 5 deals with the faculty information and contributions. Criteria 6 deals with the facilities and technical support. That means that it includes technical manpower as well as the lab infrastructure and civil infrastructure. 7th is very important. It is continuous improvement. These 7 criteria, 1 to 7, they are called program level criteria, because the information which is supplied to NBA through your SAR is self-assessment report, is concerning the program only. Criteria 8, 9, 10. 8 is first year academics, 9 is student support and system, 10 is governance, institutional support, and financial resources. 8 is only in UG. It is not there in diploma. Of course, it is not there in PG also, because in 8, this in diploma, the criteria 8 is clubbed with criteria 4. Now, one very important program, because Dr. Watson told me that it is a combined mixed group where there are people from universities also. There are, that means the institutions which have control over their design and review of curriculum. They are Tier 1 institutions, and there are people from Tier 2 institutions which are affiliated institutions. And there are students from there are teachers, faculty, participants from diploma programs also. So I want to inform this Tier 1 institutions that the SAR from July 24 has been changed with the new SAR for Tier 1 institutions. Of course, this will be done for Tier 2 also. So if time permits, I will just present the Tier 1 new SAR format also. But there is an option as on today. Those who want to apply in the old format, they can still do in the old format up to December 2024. So we thought that I discussed with Dr. Watts that we will continue with the old contents, old pro forma, because it is still applicable and people can still apply up to December 2024 in the old pro forma only. And what we are discussing, this is only for first time application, when you are applying for the first time. For second time applicants, there is a different pro forma on NBA website. So I hope it is clear. So let us see. Let's go ahead. There are, as I said, 10 criteria, and the total marks are 1000. This is a program level criteria. For Tier 1 and Tier 2, there are 780 marks out of the program level criteria, and the remaining marks are 220 marks are for the institution level criteria. The program level criteria is evaluated by the program experts, and the institute level criteria is evaluated by the chairperson of the visiting team. The distribution of marks for criteria wise for Tier 1, Tier 2 and diploma is given in this transparency, this slide, which you are seeing on the, it has been projected. Vision, mission and PEOs for Tier 1, there are 50 marks. For Tier 2, there are 60 marks. For diploma, there are 50 marks. Program curriculum and teaching learning processes, Tier 1, 100 marks, Tier 2, 120 marks, diploma, 200 marks. Course outcomes and program outcomes, the marks are given. Tier 1, 175, Tier 2, 120, diploma, 100. Student performance, everything about the students, from admission. How good is the admission? Tier 1 is 100, Tier 2 is 150, diploma is 200. Faculty performance and contribution, it is 200 for Tier 1 and Tier 2, and for diploma it is 150. Similarly, for facilities and continuous improvement, the marks are given here. You can also see from the SAR, which is available on the performer, which is available on the NBA website. So these are the institute level criteria. 220 marks. Of course, for Tier 1 and Tier 2, for diploma, there are lesser marks. So, we will discuss only criteria 1 to 4 in the existing format, which is still applicable even for Tier 1 institutions. So let us see one by one, and I will again request you that you can stop me anywhere, you can ask anything, you can clarify your doubts, your queries, so that it becomes meaningful. Except some difference in criteria 2, all the items, all the sub criteria are same for Tier 1 and Tier 2. Of course, diploma also, the items for which information is required is same. The only thing is marks allotted are different. Like in research and development, there will be more marks allocated to Tier 1 institutions, lesser to Tier 2 institutions, and still lesser to the diploma programs. So, but the information required may be just similar. All the sub-criteria, each criteria is distributed into sub-criteria. So, all the sub-criteria may be similar or same. So, let's say what is the criteria 1. Criteria 1 talks about vision, mission, and PEOs. It is again distributed into sub-criteria. First is state the vision and mission of the department and institution. You see, all this is given in the SAR format, which format is available. The only thing is we have to understand it, and we have to write the SAR as per the requirements of the NBA. It says vision and mission of the department and the institute. That means the institute should have a vision and mission, and the department which is offering the program, that should also have a vision and mission. The requirement is that the department vision and mission should contribute to the attainment of vision and mission of the institution. You cannot be having a different direction in the department than the direction which is given in the institute vision and mission. So what is the vision? Vision is the long-term aspiration. Vision statement typically indicates aspiration. That means where you want to go. Let's say after 15 years, what do you want to be? Vision is like to be a preferred institute at the national level. Institutions like IITs, they say to be a preferred institute for producing technical manpower at the international level, or to contribute to the economical development at the international level. So vision is basically a statement which shows what we want to do, why we are existing. So we have to develop the vision for the institute as well as for the department. Another thing, in accreditation work, in NBA accreditation or NAC accreditation, we distinguish between the department, we distinguish between the subject, we distinguish it between the subject and the course. We distinguish between the program and the department. NBA, as you must have been told, accredits only the programs. Let's say there's a Department of Mechanical Engineering. It offers two programs, BE Mechanical and ME Mechanical. NBA, if you have invited the NBA for BE Mechanical program, they will talk about BE Mechanical only. They will not talk about ME at all, except there may be some mixing of the faculty. Let's say some faculty may be taking classes in BE and ME, or some labs may be common. So there is a difference. Department is a bigger thing, and the program is you may have more than one program in the department, but there may be instances where there is only one program in the department. Institute, of course, is still bigger. So vision is basically where we want to go, what we want to do. So we have to very carefully draft the vision of the, let's say, the program or department, what we are aspiring to be over a period of time, what my students will be able to, should be able to do over a period of time, we will develop. We will not be doing that at this time. So vision is basically a statement of where we want to go, what we want to go do. And normally we say, why do we exist? Mission is basically a statement which says, or number of statements which say that how will you achieve that vision. You can say vision is the mission is the implementation part. How will you implement? How will you achieve the vision? What are the processes you will follow? Then these are the guidelines from NBA only. Yes, it should be written in simple language so that it is understood by all the stakeholders, by outsiders also. Easy to communicate, and should define objectives which are out of reach in the present context. That means which you are not doing now. That is not the vision. That vision is what you want to do in the future, how do you want to excel. Vision should be understood and shared by the people within the system and outside the system also, so that people should know what you are doing. Department vision and mission statement shall be consistent with the institute vision and mission statement. Let's say there are 5 points, 5 marks given to this criteria 1.1. Then NBA says, okay, if your vision and mission is available, give them 1 mark. Vision and mission is written good, it is appropriate, then give 2 marks. Or then if you don't feel the expert doesn't feel that it is appropriate, then he can give lesser marks. But then he has to tell why he is giving lesser marks. Consistency. Is it the 2 vision mission statements are consistent with each other? Appropriateness will tell you whether it is appropriate for the institute, what you are doing. Are you writing the same things or you have copied from somewhere? So we have to be careful about writing the vision and mission. Vision and mission should, basically vision is very important. It tells the outsiders also what you are doing. What are your intentions? Why you exist? I want to be a, let's say if you take the Little Chandigarh vision, it says to be a lead institute for providing resources for the technical education system, something like that. So it says that it will work in the providing the resources. It may be human resources, it may be physical resources, it may be lab development, it may be research and development, it may be teaching methodologies. So it is very clear. People should know what Little Chandigarh will do. How it will do, then there are 5-6 statements. Now vision is normally, I will not say it is static, but it's not dynamic also that you can change every day. Vision will be normally will not be changed, but if the circumstances change, the vision will be changed also. You can revise. Now NEP has come. Now outcome-based education has come. Naturally, you can incorporate something on NEP, something on OBE, something on market conditions. Market conditions have changed. I can write that we will produce multidisciplinary engineers who have the knowledge of multidisciplines. Earlier it was plain mechanical engineering, it was plain computer engineering. No, now we can incorporate these changing things into the vision and mission. And one more very important thing is that vision and mission should not be changed by 2-3 persons who are sitting in the college. You have to take into account the views of the stakeholders, all stakeholders. You should know who are the stakeholders in your system. You as faculty are the stakeholders. Students are the stakeholders. Your management is the stakeholder. Parents who are paying for their education, they are the stakeholders. Your alumni, they are the stakeholders. The state government and central government, they are the stakeholders, because what you produce, the engineers you will produce, they will contribute to the economy of the state and the country. So we have to have a vision and mission. Why we are running this institution? What we want to do? Where we want to reach? It is just not a grinding mill that you will put the grain and you will get the atta. Okay. You will get flour out of the machine. No, we have a purpose. We have to ensure the quality. We have to see why we are interested, why we are existing, and how we will achieve what we are saying in the vision that is given in the mission. Then program educational objectives. We should understand that because you have already had many lectures on outcome-based education. So you know what you by now you know what is PEOs, what are PEOs, and what are COs. I will not repeat that, but we need to have a vision. We have a view. It is not only providing the jobs in the current scenario, that when my students pass out, they should get a job. Very important. That aspect is very important. But at the same time, we have to think there lifelong learning also, lifelong growth also. So that is given in the under the program educational objectives, where you want to see the students after 4 or 5 years of passing out. Are they expanding? Are they going high? Maybe the growth may be in horizontal or vertical this thing direction. Are we? You see, why do you want to write program educational objectives? Because we want to include something for their horizontal and vertical growth after 4 or 5 years. Also, it has to be a part of our teaching learning process, as well as it has to be part of the curriculum. How do we include it? We have to map the PEOs with the mission of the institution. So the NBA SAR requires that we should have 3 to 5 PEOs. You see, PEOs will depend upon the constituencies where our students will be employed. Somebody maybe a mechanical engineer may go to management side, managing a organization. PEOs should contribute to the, or they should list the objective, what is to be achieved. People may go for manufacturing. How do they go forward in their life, in their professional and personal life? We say that my students after 4 or 5 years will be contributing in the multidisciplinary areas. He will be handling the projects in the multidisciplinary areas. So that is my 1 PEO. For that, I should have made some contribution at the institution when they were studying to introduce the multidisciplinary education in my curriculum. So we have to write the PEOs also. This is very general. Indicate where the vision, mission, and PEOs are published and disseminated amongst stakeholders. I said this is very general. General is that there is nothing technical, but it is very important also. Vision, mission, and PEOs, what we are writing, they are not to be written and stored in a cupboard, in an Alvira or in your computer. People should know it. All the stakeholders should know it. That this is the vision of this college. This is how they will achieve. And these are the PEOs of the program, for which these students are being prepared, so that the employers will also know it. Those who have to employ your students, they should also know it, how your students have been prepared, and what type of jobs they will be able to do, what type of contribution they will be able to do when they join the organization. So you have to see that your vision, mission, and PEOs are disseminated to all the stakeholders. The faculty should know, students should know, parents should know, alumni should know. Of course, most important, the employers should also know. So PEOs are published, which ensures awareness among internal and external stakeholders. Very effective process implementation, including involvement of implementation, including involvement of stakeholders. That means how much stakeholders, when do you discuss with the stakeholders, that you should document it. One more thing I want to tell you is that when NBA team comes to your organization, whatever you are saying, that has to be documented. If there is no document, NBA team doesn't accept what you are saying. So what it says? Availability on institution website, availability at department notice boards, head chamber, department website, in the labs, in the curriculum notebook, whatever you have, you should be able to disseminating the PEOs, vision and mission. Of course, POs and COs also. State the process for defining the vision and mission of the department and PEOs of the program. As I said, we have to involve all the stakeholders. What is the process? What is the route you are taking for defining and revising the vision, mission, and PEOs of the program? That you should list. All stakeholders should be involved, and it should be documented when the meeting was held, who are the persons present, and what has been decided. You see, you may not agree to all the points what alumni is saying, what parents are saying, but you should have a record and you should have a reason why we have taken few points only from that. Then we have to make a mapping of the PEOs with the mission statements, where M1, M2, and let's say M3, M4, M5, they are the mission statements. How do you map? You say that my students will be able to work in or lead the interdisciplinary teams. Which mission statement? It is mapping to. If it is not mapping to any mission statement, then means the PEO is wrong or your mission statements are wrong. So you have to write that you see that there should be mapping. It can be very strong when you write 3 under this, or it can be medium correlation. Then you give the 2, level 2, and it can be low level of correlation between the PEO, let's say PEO2 and M1. Then you write 1. There may be no correlation. Then you can write dash. So please, we don't normally write 0. The only thing is we should write all this and we should know what we are doing. It is not just writing 3, 2, 1. As of now, we were not giving much importance to this PEOs and mission statements. But the performa which is coming now, that will have more weightage on PEOs also, because we are trying to map the NBA accreditation process with the ABET, Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology, which is a US-based body, recognized body, and that we are trying to follow so that we are at par with the bodies at international level. You must have seen there are many institutions who will write this such and such program ABET in, accredited. I know an university which says 17 programs are ABET accredited. So it becomes a selling point that we are at par with the international institutions. What the type of education international institutions are giving, the same we are also providing. So because they are giving a lot of importance to the professional and personal growth of the pass outs, we are also trying to follow that. And whatever mapping you are doing, let's say PEO1 is mapping with M1 at level 3, we should have a justification of why it is 3, why not 2? Or if you are giving 1, why it is 1, why not 2, why not 3? So whatever you are doing, you should know it. It is not just a mechanical thing. It has to come after a lot of discussion and a lot of justification. Now, criteria 2 is program, curriculum, and teaching learning process. The tier 2 institutions, they do not have any control over the curriculum design and review. They can, of course, give the difficulty may be they may be attending the meetings of the board of studies, or they may be members of the board of studies of the university for the particular department, but they don't have control. The BOS is constituted by the university affiliating university. So on the Tier 2 institution, they are not asked about the curriculum design, how they are designing the curriculum. But when it comes to T1, they are asked how they are designing the curriculum, what is the distribution of subjects, how much are the core subjects, how much are the engineering sciences subjects, or what is the weightage to the whole curriculum, what are the core electives, what are the other electives. And now there are 5-6 factors which are coming into the next SAR, new SAR, which will be there, which you have to tell what is the percentage of engineering sciences, what is the percentage of basic engineering courses, what is the domain area expertise. All that has to come, and it is a part of the SAR which is already available on the NBA website. It will be compulsory from 1st January 2025. But those who want, they can now also they can apply in the new SAR format. So program curriculum, as far as T2, Tier 2 institutions are concerned, they are not asked about the design process. They are asked about the implementation of the curriculum. And how much is the contribution of the program curriculum in attaining the program outcomes, because program outcomes have been given by NBA. 12 program outcomes have been given by NBA. Now, all those program outcomes have to be attained by the students through the curriculum. You have to analyze. Tier 2 institutions have to analyze how much is the state the process used to identify extent of compliance of the university curriculum. That means how much can be attained. If you say that 100% is attained, good. Otherwise, what you do is you find out what are the gaps, what is missing. For example, let's say in mechanical engineering, we now talk about additive manufacturing or 3D printing. Now, as a mechanical engineering teacher, I know that there are a lot of jobs available in 3D printing or additive manufacturing. So one is I identify the gap. Yeah, this is the gap which university has not addressed or university has not included in the curriculum. So what I will write, or the institute will write, head of the department will write to the university board of that this item is required. Please take care that this is included in the next revision. Now that doesn't end the process. What the teacher does, he finds an expert in the area, maybe from some other engineering college, or from industry, or from your own college. Maybe one of your colleagues has expertise in 3D printing. So you ask him or her to engage 1 or 2 sessions, so that the students are at least exposed to what is available in the market and what are the jobs available. So what is required from Tier 2 institutions is they should analyze the curriculum and see how much is the attainment possible, attainment of POs and COs. Or there is another thing which is coming, PSOs, program specific outcomes. I am sure that you must have been talked about this. Some expert must have talked when OB is being talked. So what you do is here, you have to just see what are the gaps, curriculum gaps. If you can list the gaps, of course, what are the steps taken to fill the gaps? One is you have to write to the university board of studies And second is try to cover those gaps through special lectures. Now the teacher cannot ask anybody to come for special lecture unless there is a provision in the funds, provision for the funds for the institute or the department, that okay, you can invite lectures by paying some amount, some token honorarium. So the institute level contribution or institutional level decision making, policy making comes into force here. That there should be a policy that you can invite people for strengthening our teaching learning process. When we go for accreditation, normally there is very little which is covered on technical aspects. People talk about generic skills. It is required. Generic skills are also words. People talk about environment. It is required. People talk about SDGs. People talk about the social impact. All these are required, but in addition, you have to see whether your curriculum is basically meeting the requirement of producing experts in the domain area. And what is missing in the curriculum that you should try to cover. As I have given the example, let's say in computer science, people see that there is a lot of opportunity in AI, artificial intelligence, but it is not there in your curriculum. So you have to take steps to get it included in the curriculum, and making some attempt to cover this aspect in the for the current students also, because otherwise they'll be lost in the market when people start asking questions on this AI. They will not be able to answer. So here it is basically how effective your curriculum is. You have not designed it. Tier 2 have not designed it. But when it comes to Tier 1 institution, they ask, what is the process of designing the curriculum, revising the curriculum, and how frequently the curriculum is revised. Then current beyond syllabus, that will become current beyond syllabus only based on the gaps. So how many, this is basically for providing the data. I have already talked to you why we need this, because we want the students to learn what is required in the market, and NBA wants record for the last 3 years, current academic year -1, current academic year -2. For Tier 1 course structure, what are the basic sciences, engineering sciences, humanities and social sciences, core electives, open electives, projects, internship, etc. And POs and PSO attainment, process to identify extent of compliance. Because what we are doing is, as I already said, that POs have been given by the statutory body, NBA. Now, if you have gone through NEP 2020, NEP 2020 says that we will not ask the college what is your curriculum. We will not ask how many faculty members are there. We will not limit the number of seats you are offering in a program. We will not ask you not to offer a program. But what we will ask is, how will you meet the POs which will be given to them by the statutory body at the national level? You want to start a program in computer science. The body says that higher body, let's say HECI, if it comes into form, it asks you that these are the COs for this. These are the POs for this program outcomes. How will you, just explain. How will you achieve this? How your students will attain these POs? That's it. They say, you have to tell me that these are the subjects which will be used for attaining the POs. So that is going to come now. Then teaching learning process, big chunk of marks out of 10% are for the teaching learning process. The side processes follow to improve quality of teaching and learning. Are you including it? Is it only chalk and board, or just presenting the slides like I am doing, or you are going beyond this? Are we using advanced technology, this pedagogical aspects, approaches? What approaches? And you should have a proof of using it. I will go beyond this. You should have analysis of the effect of using new pedagogical approaches. What has happened? How have the students improved? How the environment in the college has improved? Are we adding any real life examples that you should list? Collaborative learning, new approaches, flipped classrooms, project-based learning. All these people have included. We should also include. Then it says lab experience with regard to conducting experiments. We are very poor in lab experience. We take it, we are actually in fact neglecting it. I have gone to more than maybe 100 institutions for an MBA. Nobody checks the students' record books. Nobody maintains the ledgers for purchase of at least the non-consumables. There is no record of purchase of non-consumables. The only thing which can be concluded from that is that you are not purchasing any non-consumables. So when you are not purchasing any consumables, when you are not purchasing any consumables, that means you are not conducting the experiment. Teacher doesn't check the student's notebook in practicals, in the lab notebook. They just put tick, tick, tick. Even without any data, I have seen. So we should try to include new approaches to teaching learning process. In addition, we have to have some analysis of what has happened. We started with collaborative learning, but we found that it is not good, so we started with project-based learning. Or collaborative learning was not successful. We have analyzed and we have made some changes. Or maybe next year it should give some good results. Quality of internal semester question papers, assignments and evaluation. Very important. You have gone through evaluation process, so that should be implemented. This accreditation process, this is called basically what we are following now. It is called outcome-based accreditation. So there is a lot of stress on outcome-based education. And continuous assessment, which we call it as formative assessment also. It is very important part of our assessment and evaluation system. Are we serious? Are there systems defined by the institution for this? Of course, there are systems defined by the affiliating university also. Are we following them? Are we actually checking the question answer sheets, or just collecting it and dumping them? What is the quality of question paper? Are we mapping it with the COs, course outcomes? Are we mapping these questions with the Bloom's taxonomy? It has been reported that 80 to 90% of the questions are of the first two levels of Bloom's taxonomy. We are not going to 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't say that you ask them questions. That can be a like open book, or it can be a project or assignments only. But internal question paper, but when you're testing the conducting the sessional test, we don't go to level 5, 6 because they need time. Wherever you have time limited evaluation, we don't ask open-ended questions. So what are you doing? Questions. Is there any review of questions? What is the system? How do you ensure that there is a quality question paper and they are mapped to COs? What are the assignments? Do we give the assignments? Okay, we give the assignments. Do we evaluate as teachers? Yes, we are evaluating. Are we discussing with the students? Where are the gaps? That probably we are not doing. So that is also checked. Student project is a very important area and neglected area also in engineering education. What are the type of projects we are doing? What is the process of allocating the project, monitoring the project, and evaluation of the project work of the students? Is it that we are working with the students, or in most of the cases, the students are going to a shop outside the college and they will make the project and they will make the notebook also. So the students don't have to write also. But it is required, very much required, that the students, the institute should have, the program should have a system for allocating, monitoring, and evaluation of the project work of the students. And it should be followed. And what it says, possibly it should result into a product, development of product. The students should be asked, or the students should ask themselves questions, why? Many projects I have seen, many institutions, they'll say, sir, we are participating in Baja competition, where they say we will develop a all-terrain vehicle. In one of the colleges, I went and I asked them that why are you using this chain mechanism for transmission of motion? I said you should have used belt, you should have used a gear drive, or you should have a rope drive. They didn't know it because they have not analyzed, they have not studied, they have not done the literature review, they have not analyzed it. I asked them, what is the thickness of this sheet plate? They say 8 mm. No, 10 mm. I said, why not 8 mm? Since they have not done the analysis, they couldn't say anything. So what I expect all of you, that you should inculcate the sense of asking question in the students. Why should not be left out? Why asking the question is very important. Everything should be challenged. Of course, it may be maybe 50, 70, 80% it should be okay. But even if 20% questions are bringing out some innovation, some research, that should be okay. You should have a process of monitoring and evaluation. We should try to have industrial projects also. I know the problems also in it, because the number of students we have, we don't have that much of industry to support, and industry doesn't own the education system. They say it is not our responsibility. But there are good institutions which are having their projects from the industry also. The only thing is that we have to assure the industry that we can deliver. So there are different aspects of the project work which should be taken care of, and it has to be, one is there are two aspects. In NBA, many of the things you will find that having a system, second part is implementing. So you have a system for allocation, monitoring, evaluation of the project, and implement it. Have a documentary proof also. Maybe it is desirable that out of the project work, your student will publish papers. It may happen that you may come out with a good research which can be patented. It may be some good innovation also, which can be given to some industry also. When I say given to some industry, it can be sold through technology transfer. And the student can participate in the project competitions also. Contribution of industry in your program. One is industry can support a lab. One is industry can buy some equipment for the lab. Second is industry can help in running the lab. Industry people can deliver some lectures in a program or in a course, and students should be taken for industrial visits. They should be monitored and mentored industrial visits. It should not be like a fair, going to the fair, coming and going. No, they should be asked to give a report. Of course, now AICT has an internship policy also. You should implement it. Very important aspect of this is, which can bring you out, which you can show that we are doing it. You can have a system of evaluating the impact of industrial training, industrial visits. That is very important. If you can show that, you see, industry visit should not be for the sake of visit only. We should have a aim. We should have some objective of the industrial visit, what they have done it or what they will learn from this. It is like writing the COs of the industrial visit and to which PO it will correlate. We do have to write it. The student should be asked to give a report which should be checked by the teacher. It is not just collecting the report. That culture should go actually. I know it is adding some more work to the teachers, but that is what we are paid for. Just for showing to the NBA team that my students are going to industry, of course, there it is required that you have a document, but what effect is doing, how effective this visit is, that we have to see. Why are we doing it? Are we just doing for the sake of increasing the numbers? No. It should be connected to some PO. We should have the COs. We should have a planned visit with some metrics, some learning outcomes. So criteria 2 is over. And anybody having a question on criteria 2? Anybody, please?
Sir, I've got one question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, how to evaluate these industrial visits? Is it only by through the submission of the project reports by the students?
You
Like
you
they
you
go
can
to industrial visit, they study, they observe, and then they come back with only perception of knowledge or perceived knowledge, but they would have not done anything hands-on.
no, they
So
are not required during the visit. During the visit, they are not required to do anything. They should
yeah.
only appreciate what they have done, what new they have seen.
Hmm.
They should you can have interaction. I will not say that you have exam. You can have interaction with the students in groups as a teacher or a group of teachers. They can have interaction and then come out with a report what the students have learned.
Should we give any credit for that industrial visit and then evaluation?
You can see where you can put in the internal assessment
Hmm. Okay.
because that and semester end assessment they will not nobody will allow you to
Mhm.
interfere with that system.
So then this type of assessment should be there included in the curriculum, sir?
In your assessment plan you can have
Mhm.
because this continuous that formative assessment plan you have the flexibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it should be course specific, or per semester maybe a generalized industrial visit. Like say for example they study 6 courses, so it should be in industrial visit should be a course specific, or otherwise maybe a general
Uh,
industrial visit.
I will prefer that it should be a focused visit. It cannot be
Focus.
for each subject, isn't it? Course subject, it cannot be there.
Yeah.
So you can have them, they have sufficient information
Hmm.
on the theoretical aspects, that then you can plan a visit. Or when you feel that it is important that the students should see the processes, then you want to give them the theoretical inputs. That also helps.
Yes.
You see, you want to teach them, let's say, lathe machine. The student have not seen the lathe. You do whatever you want. They will not understand it. But if you have taken them to your workshop, college workshop itself, and you have explained the components, when then you take the theory class, they will understand it much better and much faster.
Hmm. Okay, sir.
Sir, one more
Okay, the
question.
criteria three is course outcome and program outcome. This is
Sir,
all
excuse
based
me,
on
sir.
the outcome based education only.
Sir, excuse
First
me.
three criteria are on.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, one more question regarding criteria
Yeah,
two. You have
please.
told about the, measuring the impact of industrial interactions. No, what are the parameters to measure the impact? Like, industrial visits or, the lectures and any other thing.
You see,
How
you
to,
have to make a matrix you have to make for it. Then you have to
uh,
basically, it will come, it may not be immediately there. It may come in the form of attainment of POs. It may come in the form of attainment of COs.
uh, uh, uh,
Directly you will not be able to see anything.
yeah, yes, sir.
How good they are doing in the project, how good uh, they have started this answering the questions, how
Mm-hmm.
good they have started interacting with you.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
It is all
Okay.
not always numerical.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Thanks, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Establish the correlation between, this is the criteria three. As I said, it is the OBE based. 1, 2, 3 criteria, normally they are OBE based only. Establish the correlation between the courses and the program outcomes and the PSOs. You see here the criteria, this criteria 3 is basically on the attainment of POs, program outcomes. Now the program outcomes cannot be attained directly. Program outcomes are attained through course outcomes. Of course, there will be an indirect assessment also. So here it is talking about the system, what system you have. First is, are you writing course outcomes? How effective the course outcomes are. That will come in the curriculum also. Many of the universities, they are rightly doing it, they are writing the COs. So POs are given by, let's say, NBA. But COs, the teachers can add to the COs. But here criteria 3 says, how are the COs contributing to the POs? First is my understanding as a teacher, your understanding as a teacher or group of teachers. What is my expectation? Which CO will contribute to which PO? Again, it is level 1, 2, and 3. 1 is the lowest level of contribution, 2 is the medium level, and 3 is the highest level. One is my contribution, my assumption, my understanding that CO1 will contribute to PO12 at level 3. So what you do is you write 3 there, but we have to see why I am writing 3, why not 2, why not 1, or why not blank, dash. It is very critical. Many of the peoples have many questions in this, and they are not clear. They just write 1, 2, 3. So we have to see how you do it. I will suggest that there is one examination reforms notebook on AICT website. Go through it. This is you will be very clear on how to map this CO contribution to PO contribution. What it says you make first the COs are there. Now the new SAR says that for each semester you have to upload COs for 2 courses on the NBA website. Earlier it was only 1 course per semester. SAR should include course outcomes of 1 course per semester, 3 to 8. But now it is becoming 2 courses. So first is you should have CO statements. You can have some coding system. That means C202.1, that means it will be second semester or second year, second semester, course number 2 and CO number 1. Then second year, course number 2, CO number 2. So you have to give these statements here, COs. CO writing would have been covered in the OBE lectures, so I'm not going to that, and I don't have time for that. So this is the what we call it as articulation matrix. My understanding for COs and PO as well as PSO also. In the new SAR, the POs will remain 11, not 12. But in addition, we have to do it for PSOs also. How this CO 202.1 contributes to PO1, PO2, PO3? The requirement here is that each CO should contribute to more than, in fact, what I say is minimum 1 PO, but ideally it should contribute to more than 1 PO. If a CO is not contributing to any of the POs, then that CO has been not correctly written, or the curriculum has not been correctly formed. Just see the effect of CO not contributing to PO goes up to the curriculum design. You say curriculum design is wrong. Curriculum designer will say, no, you have not written this CO properly. So here, the curriculum refinement will take place. So you have to contribute, you have to write the contribution of COs to all the 12 POs, and you have to make a matrix like this. That you must be doing already. Then we have to, you see, criteria 3 is very important, where many of the people are held up. People are held up because of not understanding the system. We have written these COs, we know the POs, we have mapped the COs, POs, we have mapped the contribution of COs, POs, and we have contribution means expected contribution of COs, POs. Then we have to measure it. When we teach OBE, we say that while defining the vision, mission, PEOs, POs, COs, we start from vision and come to COs. But we have to, when I have to calculate the attainment of the all these, then we start from the course outcomes, because from the course outcomes attainment, we calculate the PO attainment. Normally we don't go to the attainment of PEOs and vision and mission. So what are the, it says, how do you collect the data for calculation of attainment or evaluation of outcomes? So for that, when you set the question papers, when you set the assignments, when you have the lab, when you have the project evaluation, project work, first you have to map this. You are setting a question, to which CO it will map. Because if you have not mapped this to the CO, we cannot calculate the attainment of that CO. You are giving an assignment to which CO. I am not saying one CO, it may contribute to more than one COs also. Laboratory work. Project, to what COs it is contributing. Maybe 5-6 POs and COs. Student portfolio, that means what are the students have been doing in this. We need to have a record of all this and a system of calculating also. What are the different assessment tools you are using? Maybe assessment tests, assignments, seminars, quiz. This is for internal assessment. We call it as formative assessment. And SEE, they say semester end examination. What is the weightage to it? 75% to SEE and 25% to formative assessment. But now NEP says that you have to give more weightage to the continuous assessment. So it is changing now. Let's say NIRRR is a university now. It is 50-50. 50% to the continuous assessment and 50% to the end semester examination. How do you calculate? What are the, as I said, usually if you read the first line, program shall have set course outcome attainment levels for all the courses. What we expect? We say that one course outcome, if we are talking in numerical context, we will say that a course outcome is attained when 60% of the students get 80% of more marks. Outcome-based education doesn't say that, but this is just to clarify it. So you have a set level, attainment level. Then you calculate the attainment, actual attainment. Each course will contribute to a PO. Each course outcome will contribute to a PO. See how much is the attainment. We are interested in the, of course, we are interested in the course outcome for the COs also, attainment for the COs also, Finally, we are interested in the attainment of POs. What do? We have attained. I said 60% of the students could get 80% of the 80% or more marks. What I feel is, I feel that it is attained based on calculations. Then, of course, it is attained or not attained, it has to contribute somewhere to the PO attainment also. Have a system. How will you calculate? There are many computer tools available. Simplest is an Excel sheet, which can tell you how to calculate the program attainment based on the course attainments. Normally, when you start with, you give 80% weightage to the continuous assessment, direct assessment, and 20% attainment to the indirect assessment, which includes the surveys and all. So we have to see how to measure the PSOs also, attainment of PSOs also. Now it is part of the SAR only. You can just go through it. The only thing is we have to measure it. What are the assessment tools? As I have already discussed, assessment tools are there. How effectively we are implementing it? Are we checking the assignments? Are we checking the quality of the question paper? Are we checking the... That means we have to ensure the quality of the... it is not a checking of the teacher. It is basically to ensure that the quality of the question paper, quality of the assignments, and to what POs, what COs it is contributing, that has to be ensured. How are we assessing it? Outcome-based education says that don't compare the students with each other. In the normal system, which you must have studied in the morning also, this is called, what we are following is called norm-based evaluation system, where we are comparing the students with each other. That okay, 5% students will get A grade, rest of them get B grade or C grade. And this is based on the normal distribution. If it says that for 15% students are getting 75% marks, then it says 50% should get 50% marks also based on the average. So that NBA, this outcome-based education assessment doesn't talk about this. They say the assessment system in outcome-based system, OBE, has to change. It has to be criteria-based, that you make the rubrics for implementing, for assessing the student. That I'm not going into. That has been already discussed. Probably Dr. Meenakshi told me. And you have the indirect assessment also. Based on the combined assessment, that means combined evaluation, combined weightage, 80% you have given to the direct assessment, 20% you have given to the indirect assessment, you calculate the actual attainment of the POs. That system should be ready and it should be implemented, and the teacher should know it. Then it says provide results of evaluation of each PO and PSO. The idea here is that you probably said that I will get POs, and you see highest level of attainment is 3. You probably said that my students will get PO1 attainment will be 2.4. But when you actually calculated it, it came to 1.8. Just writing these two figures, that expected was 2.4 and actual student attainment is 1.8. The picture doesn't end here. The process doesn't end here. It needs an investigation, analysis from your side. What has gone wrong? Why did we keep it 2.4 and it has come 1.8? Where is it from? Quality of question paper, evaluation, teaching learning method, teacher, student response, infrastructure. What has gone wrong? Then you try to refix it. You fix it. So similarly, you evaluate the attainment of PSOs against the levels which have been fixed by us only. We only have fixed the levels. So criteria 3 goes up to attainment calculations and reworking on it, analyzing the attainment of outcomes. Criteria 4 is all about the students. I'll quickly go through it. I am aware of the time. It talks about the student enrollment. That means what is the percentage enrollment. This is only for information, that how many students, let's say 4 years back, 60 students entered, how many were promoted to second year, how were promoted to third year, and how many were promoted to 4 year, and how many passed actually 4 years. That means how many students passed the program in the stipulated time. You see, it was talking about the without backlog and with backlog, whether it's without any compartment throughout the program and with backlog. So it has two criteria, and it was calculated because that is basically, here it is the passing rate. It is the enrollment ratio. Enrollment ratio with reference to the number of seats approved. If there are more than 90% students are enrolled, that means, let's say you have a 60 students enrollment approval. If there are more than 54 students admitted, then you get 20 marks off. Similarly, if it is less than 60%, then you get 0 marks. Success rate without backlog and with backlog. The only confusion which rises here is in 4.2.1 and 4.2.2 is, first is success rate without backlog, second is success rate in stipulated period. So 4.2.2 includes with the backlog and without backlog both. Let's say out of 60 students, 20 have passed without backlog. So you get the marks in 4.2.1. But out of 60 students, actually in 4 years, let's say 40 students have passed. So it is with backlog and without backlog. All the students will come in 4.2.2. And many of the institutions, what they do is, they say 20 have passed without backlog and 20 have passed with backlog. So they lose marks in 4.2.2, whereas they could have written 40 here, they are writing 20 only. So, and this is the academic performance in third year, how many have gone to the fourth year. Similarly, other years also, it is there. This is the placement and higher studies and entrepreneurship. This is self-explanatory. I don't have to do anything. Professional activities, professional societies and chapters. And you see, here what I want to explain here is, you have societies. You have membership of these societies. You have student chapters of particular societies. You have a local committees also, local chapters also. But what you do is, you are not doing any activities under that. Even if you are doing the activities, you are not documenting it. What is important here is documenting what you are doing here. Not having a society only, having a chapter only, having a membership of the society only doesn't suffice. But what you are doing, how your students are getting benefited from this, that is important. Publication of technical magazines, newsletters, are you doing it at the institute level? That means you may have a magazine. But at the department level or the program level, what are you doing? Or at the institute level, whatever you are printing, publishing every year or 6 monthly, what is the contribution of the students of the program which is under assessment? What are they doing? That is important. Then, are the students participating in the competitions at the institute, within the state, outside the state, and are there any prizes and awards received? You should document and put the photocopy of the at least certificate which has been given to the students. You can include your photos also there. So this is criteria 1 to 4. You can have some questions if you want. Anybody having questions?
So,
Any question, please?
sir, the new SAR which is coming up.
Yeah,
So,
I have it.
huh?
I have it now.
Yeah, I have also gone through it. So this PO 11, which they have done 11 POs, has
Yeah.
it been done at the Washington Accord also, or only NBA has done it?
No, Washington Accord probably has 7 POs.
Okay.
Yeah, it is basically ABAT actually. Washington Accord doesn't have anything. We are trying to follow ABAT. They have seven POs only. So they also want to bring it to 7, but slowly they are doing it. I was there in that workshop.
Okay.
Even tomorrow there is a workshop to discuss
Yeah,
the news. Yeah.
that's why we could not have more speakers from because all the NBA experts were busy tomorrow.
Yeah, I am also going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this 11 POs are to be taken care of.
Yes.
And sir, some POs like for management now, because UGC is also going to start with the accreditation. So the POs for management के लिए तो PO डाल दिए UGC ने. But for other BA, BSc, in सबके POs, they have to formulate as per that AICTE examination reform policy, or they will also be framed.
Madam, UGC has given 17
Yes,
POs actually.
17 POs.
So based on that aspect, we have to make.
So some colleges I visited, they are using those 17 only, but 17 is a very big number. For attainment purpose, it will be very difficult. It will be a
Yeah,
challenge.
but when the team comes, they will ask about that only. And there are engineering colleges as a part, let's say deemed universities are there. Then we suggest that you map those 17 to these 11.
Yeah.
It is like clubbing these POs.
Yeah, some colleges have done this 17 for engineering also.
Yeah, but that becomes too much, too thinning actually. Yeah.
It will be a challenge for the attainment also.
Yeah, how to calculate and mapping of the COs with the POs, it will be very big. Yes.
So any further questions participants are having?
Good evening, sir. I am
Good
Dr.
evening.
Balasubramanian from Chennai, Murugappa Polytechnic College.
Which
Government
college?
aided Dr. Balasubramanian from Chennai, Murugappa Polytechnic College, government aided institution.
Okay, tell me.
Good evening, sir. Actually, our diploma program is going to be expired on June 2025. Earlier, we followed the POs up to 12. Now, some people are saying that we have to follow only PO 7. So, what is the correct nomenclature we have to follow for the subsequent, sir?
No, for diploma, NBA has defined only 7 POs.
Okay, fine, sir. Fine. 7
Yeah,
POs only we have to follow.
Yeah, you have to follow 7 only.
In where it is reflecting, sir, PO 7s.
You go to this NBA website and download the SAR for the diploma programs. At the last page on that will be POs are given there.
Thank you very much.
Download the SAR.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sir, one small question on the fringe, sir. So if there is a program change, a program name change for either a UG program or a PG program,
Yeah.
with absolutely no change in curriculum, with absolutely no change in curriculum, just the program name we have changed, be it UG or PG, as per the usual AACTE. Now, can this program go for NBA accreditation?
You can go. I think there's no problem because there's
Okay.
no change in the curriculum. You can write earlier this name was there. Now it is this name.
Okay. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
In this case, you have to get the approval of the concerned authorities first for the change of name.
They will have to do with the name because AICT will only apply.
AICT and you are the university. If you are the university yourself, you can get it done from the that. Otherwise, you have to get the approval from AICT for any name change.
Yes, sir.
They are university only passwords.
That's the reason I said you are the university yourself, so you can change the name accordingly.
You can
But
change.
if you're doing any program under AICT which is coming, you have to get it done from the AICT also.
Sure, sir. That is appreciated. That we will do, sir. My only question was, should we have to still wait for another 2 batches to pass and then only go for NBA?
No, I don't think you have to wait.
No, you can't. It's not required. You can get the NBA accreditation, I think, for that purpose.
Okay,
There should
sir.
not
Okay,
be
sir.
any problem.
Okay, sir. And for MTech programs, sir, the one professor should be there with the specialization, no, sir, with the same MTech program, whatever they are going.
Yeah, it is. Otherwise, you cannot have a accreditation because why that professor should be there from thermal engineering design.
True, sir. True, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you.